Hiya lovelies, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Linz. So we are going to be making today, I suppose, a bit of like a Christmas dinner, a mini version of a Christmas dinner for two people, or you maybe cook this for one. Because I know that there's so many of you out there that there is maybe only one or two of yous and you would still like to do a bit of a Christmas dinner, but you don't want to go to the whole sort of thing of having maybe a big turkey joint or a big turkey, I suppose. So what I'm just going to show you a few things we're going to be doing. So this here, hopefully you can see that, is what I got in the local supermarket, and it's classed as a turkey leg. So I originally went in trying to find, the drumsticks. I don't know if, and maybe this was just me, but I remember you used to get the drumstick and it was about twice that size and it was on its own. But this is more like what I'd call, I don't know, your chicken leg, I suppose, but it's a turkey one, so it has that sort of like bit of thigh attached to it. So that there, it's 745 grams. I've weighed it so I kind of know where I'm at with timings. I'm also going to be showing you just how I do it, how I'm doing this, I suppose. Well, yeah, because you're watching. But I have some Maris Piper potatoes here. Now I have them peeled and cut. These are going to be, I'm prepping these now at the moment, ready for roasting. So what I have is, as I said, I just have them kind of cut up in there. And instead of sort of on the hob doing a parboil and things like that, I'm going to pop mine into the microwave. How many times I'm going to take that lid off? But I don't know, the camera's probably not going to pick that up, but I have just a tiny little bit of water on the bottom. And just before I forget, I am going to pop on just a sprinkle of salt. And these here now, my microwave's behind you, so I'm going behind you, and I'm going to pop these into the microwave for 5 minutes. Hopefully that is not going to make too much noise. So they're going to do, basically it's cheating, rather than, as I said, having to do it on the hob to parboil them. That's just giving them a little bit of a kickstart in there, because what I want is I want them to kind of soften the outsides a little bit, so they get a little bit roughed up, I suppose, so they're going to crisp up nicely. I've already shown you the turkey leg. I do have in here, these are pre-made stuffing balls, and I'm going to tell you how I done them, just in case some people might not have never done them before. Might not have never done them. Does that make sense? I don't know. But there, and that has just made enough for 4. So basically, I took some of this stuffing mix, use Paxo or whatever stuffing mix you want. You can add other things and bits and pieces to it if you'd like, but this is just how I done mine. So I put 80 grams of the stuffing mix into a bowl, and then I poured on some hot water, just enough just to kind of cover it a little bit. You don't want too much, and mix it around. And I also put about a teaspoon of butter in, because I find that the butter kind of helps keep them together and they just get a little bit of a better colour when you're roasting them. Then, no, it's not here, I'll show you that afterwards, but I julienned some carrots. No, I won't, I'm just going to get it now, just be easier. So, already we're soaking. So basically, I kind of done some carrots like that. Okay, and I'm going to be cheating again. I'm going to be using some frozen Brussels sprouts when it comes to the time of putting them on, but that's not yet. So I am going to come back when the potatoes have finished their 5 minutes in the microwave, and I'm going to show you what happened next. The potatoes have finished in the microwave, and I don't know whether you can see that. They're steaming away nicely. Basically, when I took them out of the microwave, what I done was I just drained them, okay? And they've steamed off. So I'm just going to pop the lid back on them now, and we're going to give them a really good shake. And it roughs up the edges a little bit. And I'll bring you down, you can have a quick look. So I have some vegetable oil here. Use whichever oil you prefer. I am just going to put a splash in there. Now in this container here, I have about a heaped tablespoon of semolina. This is optional, you don't have to do this. Tiny little bit of white ground pepper and a tiny little bit of salt. So I just want to put all that over there. Then once again on with the lid and really give that. You want it all coated with the oil and the semolina-y stuff. So that's them. Just leave that to one side for a second. No, actually, do you know what? I'm not. We're just going to make life easier and we're just going to throw it all into drawer 1 or drawer 2, should I say. Me and drawers. So that's going to stay in there. And move that back. So here now we are getting on with the turkey leg itself. I'm going to pop some gloves on because yeah, I'm not a fan of touching poultry whatsoever. Now I already have a couple of little pats of butter out there, if you can see them on the plate. And what I want to do is just open this up a little bit. I'm going to pop one in underneath the skin on that leg part and one in on there. I don't know whether you can hear that in the background. My washing machine is going. Multifunctional day today. So with that now, I am just going to take it and I'm going to place it into drawer 1. Let me get rid of these gloves. Please be very careful if you're doing anything like this, that, you know, you're washing everything down and yeah. So on top of this now, I am literally, it's nothing major. I'm sprinkling on a tiny little bit of salt. And then I am going to sprinkle on some sage. Hopefully. No, I'm going to have to take the lid off. Another way you could do that is you could mix in your sage with your butter and then put your butter in under your skin. But this is the way we're doing this today. So, excuse me. Okay, I'll bring this forward a little bit. Right, what I'm going to do with this, I am going to use, no, we'll go with the roast setting, but I'm going to bring it down to 180. Now this is drawer 1 I have here. And my reckoning for that is it's going to take about 40 minutes, I think, for the weight of that turkey leg. Hello, Linz, yeah. And now what I want to do is I want to sink. I'm going on to drawer 2. Now I'm going to roast again. I'm going to leave that at 190 and I'm going to bring that up to 25. Now, this is the potatoes that are in here. But what I'm also going to do now, well, we're going to press start, is I'm going to get my phone and I am going to set a timer on my phone now for about 30 minutes. So timer. No, 30 minutes. It's going to be off by a minute or two, but it'll be fine. And I'm going to press start on that because after the 30 minutes, one, I just want to double check that the turkey's coming up to temperature and things like that, and the potatoes would have also started at that stage. But I want to find a place to put in my stuffing balls somewhere in one of them. Then I'm also going to start my Instant Pot with the carrots and the Brussels sprouts and maybe make a bit of gravy. We'll see. When we get that far, we'll see, am I going to make my gravy or maybe just make an instant one. But we'll be back when I get to 30 minutes and I'll show you what I do next. Right, lovelies, I did decide that I will make a little bit of a more homemade gravy instead. So what I have in here is 1 medium onion, just kind of lightly or finely chopped, with a little bit of oil, and I'm only doing this really gently. I don't particularly want to brown them onions. And in there is about a tablespoon then of vegetable oil and about a teaspoon of sage. And just frying these off together just helps to kind of infuse that sage flavour in there, and it's just one of my preferred methods. Also, when this has kind of softened down a little bit, in here I have just around 250 mils of boiled water with a chicken stock cube in there that I'm going to be adding. And hopefully, if I can get any juices to come off that turkey leg, I'll add that in as well. Then I will be making it up with some of this, which is the Bisto gravy powder. So this basically goes with any of your meats and veg and anything like that. You can get turkey gravy granules and stuff like that, but I'm going to be honest, I think they're just a bit of a waste of money, and I'd rather just try and make something up myself. So I'm quite happy with that now. The onions are starting to go a little bit translucent of themselves. So I am going to pour in. There we go. Pour in that stock. Like that. And I am going to turn my hob down to number 1. So that is just going to gently kind of cook away in there with the lid on. And I'll come back and show you how we finish it off and how we do everything else. We're not at our 30 minutes just yet, but I just want to have a wee bit of a check on what's going on with everything. So, oh, there we go. The turkey leg is looking fairly good. We'll give it a poke just to see what sort of temperature we're at. 35, yeah, we're nowhere there yet. 38, so we're definitely not there yet. Do you know what, I might have had the potatoes on for too long. Let's see. Okay, so the potatoes are there now. I think they've been on a little while, however long that was. I am just going to give them just a little bit of a spritz. Okay. Right, now we'll come back when my timer for the 30 minutes goes off. Right, the timer on my phone has just gone off, so we're going to get our stuffing balls shoved in there somewhere now. That doesn't sound right, does it, lovelies? Anyway, we'll put them in with the potatoes, I think. So we're just going to kind of turn all the potatoes and move them around a wee bit. They're looking lovely. I don't know if you can... Does anybody see? I don't know. Bunch them up. Hopefully I've got enough room. And I'm literally just going to... Yeah, we'll squeeze them in there. She says. And also now I am just going to give them a wee bit of a spritz. Just pop that there for a sec. Let's check the turkey. Yeah, we're looking good. So that's all back in there now. And the Instant Pot, oh, I'm going to have to jiggle you around another bit. The Instant Pot, everything's flashing because I've got the camera settings wrong again, apparently. Oh. Oh. Right, in there I have about a cup of water, just plain water in the bottom, fresh carrots that I julienned, and frozen Brussels sprouts. So that's all going in there. Sealing on, and I am going to pop that onto high pressure for 5 minutes, and that'll do its thing. And we'll come back then. The gravy is still kind of simmering away nicely. Really fabulous, thank you, really fabulous smell of onions and sage going on, and the turkey in the background. Yeah, this should be good, fingers crossed. I'm going to finish up my gravy now. There's about 5 minutes left going with the air fryer. So, there we go. Now in here I have 4.5 level teaspoons of the Bisto gravy powder that I showed you earlier. And this is the part, basically, just in case you haven't been here before, this is 4.5 teaspoons of the gravy powder mixed with a tiny little bit of cold water. Do not mix this with hot, as you're just going to end up with a jelly lump. And now we need to keep this moving as we gently pour that in. And as we can see, 4 teaspoons would have been enough. Simply enough. See, even I make mistakes. Now, depending on how thick you like your gravy, I suppose, but that is too thick for me, so I'm just going to get a bit more water. Far too much gravy. Never mind. We'll have plenty left over. And if you do have a lot of this gravy left over, like what I'm going to have, do portion it up, put it into the freezer, and it will go lovely with something like sausages or something along them lines. So just completely ignore what I said there about how many teaspoons of this stuff. Now, let's see. Yep, that looks okay. So that is just going to stay there now. Again, it's only on the lowest setting, and that will keep warm until we're ready to serve. So the air fryer has finished, and I'm slightly off on my timings by 4 minutes on the Instant Pot. Oh no. But hey, no, 4 minutes isn't going to make the whole dinner cold, so I'm all right with that. First of all, we're going to take the temperature probe again, and I want to check on the turkey leg, which is looking great, it's smelling great. Now, I think I like to be more on the safer side of temperatures, so I am looking for an internal temperature on this of over 77 degrees. Oh, hold on. I want to get it right by the bone. Right, I'm coming in at 81, so yeah, we are there. Hold on. 79. 78. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to take this out. Mum. I'm going to put that on a plate, and that is going to rest. Now, I do have a few juices in here. So I'm coming over. You can kind of still see me. The juices I'm going to pour into that gravy and leave it to carry on, sort of like cooking in there. Help water it down a wee bit too. Just will pop that back in there for a minute. That can go somewhere over there too to rest. And we'll have a look. Oh my days, look at these. There is our potatoes. I don't know if you can see up the top there. There is the stuffing balls. They're completely cooked. They're fine. I am going to leave them in there now. They'll keep warm until I am ready. 2 minutes left on the Instant Pot. Gravy's done. Turkey's resting. Yeah, and I'll come back to when I'm dishing up. So the Instant Pot has done its thing. We've got a nice crispy skin on the turkey leg. I want to see, can I peel that back and get that meat off that bone? And what I just wanted to check was, because you know sometimes, hopefully you can see that is still nice and juicy. It hasn't dried out. It's perfect. I have no idea how I'm going to carve this, but I am going to take the skin off. We'll eat that. And obviously that's not a breast or anything like that, so I'm not sure on carving. Anyway, I'm going to go and butcher this, and we'll come back when it's on the plate. Oh, and just to mention, I've done a quick release on the Instant Pot. So here is my finished dinner. We've got crispy steel potatoes, and I remember when I done my just the roast potato videos, people were saying, oh, I didn't show the inside. You just see that they're nice and fluffy. There's my meat. Okay. Surprisingly enough, although it was very hard to get off the bone, there was a lot in that, and there's still a lot left on it that I could maybe do a turkey soup with or something. I might do that tomorrow, we'll see. And the stuffing balls, nice and cooked in the middle and crunchy on the outside. Now, I am going to say my julienne carrots are a little bit al dente, so it depends on how you prefer them cooked. But we're going to have to do a taste test, especially of the turkey, because I get in trouble if I don't at the end of the videos. So here goes. Right, on the day of filming this, it is the 1st of December. On the day you'll be watching it, it's be the 2nd of December. And I was missing something to bring that sort of Christmas, get me in the Christmas mood, even though I've had to put up a few decorations for filming and stuff. And that's it. That's just got it. But I am going to say the carrots needed at least another minute or two longer in the Instant Pot. I'm always going to be honest with you. The biggest thing I can say to you is when you're cooking turkey, just make sure your internal temperatures are correct, because nobody wants to get sick over Christmas or whenever you might be cooking this. Lovelies, wherever you are, I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day. And once again, thank you for spending time with me in the kitchen. I do hope a few things could be improved upon with this video, but now you've seen it, you'll know how to adjust it. So lovelies, take care, and I'll talk to you all in the next one, or down in the comments maybe. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Bye.